Internally, everything should be different, but our outward appearance must conform to the crowd. Anyone who can make you angry becomes your master. The first rule is to maintain a calm spirit. The second is to face things head-on and know them for what they truly are. When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, and to love. You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength. He who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you could like this video, helping to spread Stoic philosophy. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to click the subscribe button and activate notifications so you never miss a video. Be like the cliff against which the waves continually crash, but which remains firm and tames the fury of the waters around it. Nature gave men a tongue but 2 ears, so that we may listen to others twice as much as we speak. People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but when it comes to wasting time, they are extravagant with the one thing in which it is right to be stingy. Start. It is necessary to live and count each day as a separate life. If you truly wish to escape the things that torment you, what you need is not to be in a different place, but to be a different person. Until we begin to live without certain things, we do not realize how many of them are unnecessary. We use these things not because we need them, but because we have them. If a man does not know to which port he is sailing, no wind is favorable. We all love ourselves more than others, but we care more for their opinion than our own. Here is a rule to remember in the future. When anything tempts you to feel bitterness, do not say, "This is a misfortune," but rather, "To bear this worthily is good fortune." A man conquers the world by conquering himself. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Difficulties show what men are. To be everywhere is to be nowhere. Death smiles at us all. All we can do is smile back. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Nothing endures but change. The worth of a man is measured by the worth of what he values. If you want to improve, be willing to be thought foolish and ignorant. Anger, if not restrained, is often more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. No man was ever wise by chance. He who is brave is free. Your sense of insult and the very insult itself vanish. The willing are led by fate, the unwilling are dragged. What we do now echoes in eternity. While we wait for life, life passes. He who finishes his life each day never runs out of time. It is time for you to realize that you have something within you more powerful and miraculous than the things that affect you and make you dance like a puppet. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Be silent most of the time, or if you speak, say only what is necessary and in a few words. All cruelty springs from weakness. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. Perform every act in your life as if it were your last. Whatever can happen at any time can happen today. Do not explain your philosophy, embody it. Because something seems difficult for you, do not think it impossible for anyone to accomplish. Freedom is secured not by fulfilling men's desires, but by removing desire. Circumstances do not make the man, they only reveal him to himself. It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live. The secret is to associate only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Humans came into existence for the sake of one another, so either teach them or learn to bear them. Something can only ruin your life if it ruins your character. Otherwise, it cannot harm you, either inside or out. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Mastery of reading and writing requires a master. Even more so, life. Life is too short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present and fear the future. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Your days are numbered. Use them to open the windows of your soul to the sun. If you do not, the sun will soon set, and you with it. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Sometimes, even to live is an act of courage. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Everything that happens, happens as it should. You will find this true if you watch closely. Our life is what our thoughts make it. How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it? He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive. We live only now. Everything else is either past or unknown. Progress is not achieved by luck or accident, but by working on yourself daily. At banquets, remember that you are entertaining two guests, the body and the soul. And whatever you give to the body will soon be discarded, but what you give to the soul will be kept forever. No man has the power to have everything he wants, but it is in his power not to want what he does not have and to use with joy what he possesses. If what you have seems insufficient to you, then even if you possess the world, you will still be miserable. He is most powerful who has power over himself. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Just as with the story, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is. Life, if well lived, is long enough. The best answer to anger is silence. Agreed, but nature has set a limit to that, as it has to eating and drinking. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. He who harmed you was either stronger or weaker than you. If weaker, spare him. If stronger, spare yourself. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Wishing to be well is already a part of becoming well. Receive without pride, let go without struggle. No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me you desire a fig, I will answer that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. No man can escape his destiny. The next question is how he may best live the time that he has been given. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. But life is too short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. We do not suffer from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them. It is our attitude toward events, not the events themselves, that we can control. Nothing is by its own nature calamitous. Even death is terrible only if we fear it. If someone speaks ill of you, and it is true, correct yourself. If it is a lie, laugh at it. Hold fast to what is spiritually superior, regardless of what other people think or do. Stay true to your own aspirations, no matter what is happening around you. Confine yourself to the present. No man is free who is not master of himself. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. If you live in harmony with nature, you will never be poor. If you live according to what others think, you will never be rich. Learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference. The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not. Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In a world where emotions often seem overwhelming, how can we anchor ourselves? Join us as we explore 7 Stoic lessons that offer tools to master your emotions and face life's storms with resilience. Lesson 1. Have you ever felt trapped in a storm of life? Not one of rain and thunder, but of sudden disappointments, unexpected events, or change. The Stoic philosophers of ancient Greece and Rome offer wisdom that can guide us in these moments. The dichotomy of control. Imagine you are planning an outdoor event, and despite all your preparation, it begins to rain. You cannot control the weather, but your reaction is within your power. You can become frustrated or adapt, perhaps moving the event indoors or embracing the rain as a refreshing change. As Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, said, "Some things are within our control and some are not." It sounds simple, but within this simplicity lies a profound lesson that can transform the way we approach life. Every day we face countless situations. Some we can influence, like our habits or the people we associate with. Others are beyond our reach, like global events or other people's actions. The Stoics believed that well-being comes not from external events, but from how we interpret and respond to them. Remember, it is not the event itself that stirs our emotions, but our judgment about it. To put this into practice, ask yourself, is this within my control? If yes, take action. If not, it is an opportunity to practice acceptance and adaptability. By embracing this, we free ourselves from unnecessary worries and can navigate life calmly, knowing that while we cannot control the wind, we can adjust our sails. Lesson 2. In a world that values instant reactions, the art of reflection may seem outdated. However, in moments of decision, whether big or small, taking a moment to pause can be invaluable. Imagine receiving a message that upsets you. Perhaps a colleague questions your work, or a friend makes an unnecessary comment. Your immediate reaction might be anger or defensiveness, but what if, instead of reacting emotionally, you took a moment to reflect? By doing so, you are not avoiding your emotions, but creating space to understand them better. Reflection allows for empathy. Perhaps that colleague had a bad day, or your friend did not realize the weight of their words. Reflecting before reacting can prevent unnecessary conflicts and lead to deeper understanding. Lesson 3. In a world where emotions often feel like a roller coaster, practicing equanimity can be transformative. Equanimity does not mean ignoring your emotions or becoming indifferent. Instead, it is about cultivating a balanced perspective, staying calm amid chaos. Think of the last time you watched an intense movie. You felt the tension, the excitement, perhaps even sadness, but part of you remained aware that it was just a movie. This is the essence of equanimity, engaging with life, but not being overwhelmed by its dramas. By practicing equanimity, we can face life's challenges without being emotionally overtaken, fostering calmness and clarity in our decisions. Lesson 4. Life often presents moments that feel overwhelming, but a simple question can help put things into perspective. Will this matter in 5 years? When facing setbacks or frustrations, taking a step back and considering the long-term significance can shift our response. Many of the things we worry about today will not have lasting importance. By using this question as a tool, we can focus on what truly matters and face challenges with a clearer and more resilient mindset. Lesson 5. Keeping a journal has long been a practice for introspection and growth. The Stoics, with their focus on self-awareness, use journaling as a tool to reflect on their emotions, decisions, and reactions. A Stoic journal is not merely a record of daily events, but a dialogue with oneself. It is a space to dissect emotions, examine judgments, and align actions with values. By writing regularly, we create a roadmap for personal growth, holding ourselves accountable for our reactions and learning from each day's experiences. Lesson 6. Challenges are inevitable, but the Stoic perspective sees them as opportunities for growth. As Marcus Aurelius said, what stands in the way becomes the way. Obstacles, rather than being setbacks, can propel us forward if we choose to learn from them. Imagine a river encountering a rock in its path. Instead of stopping, the river finds a way around it, shaping its course. Similarly, life's challenges can redirect us to new paths or personal growth if we embrace them with resilience and adaptability. Lesson 7. In the rush of modern life, it is easy to overlook small joys. The Stoics believed in the practice of gratitude, not merely as a fleeting feeling, but as a deliberate daily ritual. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, fostering contentment and reducing negative emotions such as envy or anxiety. By regularly acknowledging life's blessings, we can find joy in the present and strengthen our relationships with others. Until our next video, continue exploring, learning, and growing. Stay wise and updated, and may Stoic philosophy continue to illuminate your path. Thank you, and see you soon.